Heyo, I'm Will, and I designed some demons for my original world. This was something I probably should have done a while ago, since demons are a big part of this original story. I already have some demon characters, but the only defining features that tie them together are slitted pupils and sharp nails. So yeah, I wanted to change that by defining more specific traits, adding lore to the species, and drawing visual examples. And you guys can come along for the ride. Let me get you guys caught up. Demons in my original universe, which I call Disaster Universe, are a humanoid species who can use magic. They used to live in hiding for many years because those who didn't got called witches and were burned at the stake. So they blended into human society when they had to, but mostly stuck to their own hidden societies. Some of those demons finally had enough and wanted to forcefully take rulership over the humans, since demons are naturally more powerful than them. One of the demons at the forefront of this movement is my OC Aster, who I spoil rotten. He's horrible and will probably get his own lore video in the future. But yeah, not all demons are like that. In fact, most demons just want to live in peace. The first two characters I'm drawing were not really meant to be actual characters, but more like conceptual examples of what demons can look like. Though I started reconsidering that. Spoilers, they turned out very cool. My first concept is this lady who I had some very unique ideas for. Fair warning, I am gonna be drawing everyone in underwear and without any jewelry to show off their body types and markings in natura. It's a little weird, but we're all weird on this channel. Let's start with the basic traits that I wanted to show off on this lady. Demons have an easier time building muscle than humans, and they can also have more muscle mass naturally. So while this lady here still had to work to get buff, she had an easier time with it. Does this mean bodybuilders are secretly demons in my universe? Maybe. She's also really tall, like over 2 meters tall. She can tower over you tall. Overall, height varies, but demons can grow taller than humans, though like the last fact, this depends on their genetics as well. You may have noticed that she's in fact summoning fire out of her hand, so let's get a little bit into the magic system. Basically, demons have a connection to magic that is inherent to them. They are not the only species to be able to cast magic, but the magic each species can use is different. Humans, for example, have no magic at all if they didn't have a demon or another mystical being in their ancestry somewhat recently. Half demons tend to have a lesser connection to magic than those with 2 demon parents, etc, etc. We won't get into all that today, I might explain it in another video, but this one focuses mainly on what I call pure or full demons, even though they are increasingly rare in this world. I don't think I've ever said demons as many times as today. Anyways, magic! This full demon lady is able to cast fire. Originally, I wanted her to be kind of holding the flame in her hand, but I feel like I've drawn that pose so many times that I just wanted to switch it up. So instead, it's coming out of her fist now. It looks cooler and it makes sense lore-wise, because there are different ways of casting from person to person, and it can also vary culturally. Some demons might cast with hand gestures, some need to recite an incantation, some need to hold on to a specific object, and others might even dance. This lady casts with her fists clenched, so she can occasionally punch people. She's a very powerful demon, so fire or heat touching her hands or other body parts doesn't harm her. She's become immune to it. Essentially, in this magic system, the most powerful users become immune to the magic they are most skilled in. Though this isn't very common, and demons like this are highly respected. This does not only mean that she can't burn herself with her own fire, but it also means if someone less skilled attacked her with fire, they would very quickly find out that they messed up, because she would be able to turn their flames into her weapons with ease. You may have also noticed that she has an interesting hairstyle. The unique idea I had for her was that she is so in tune with her fire powers that her hair is encased by lava rock. This rock can heat up, break open, and spew out more lava when she gets agitated or angry. You'll see more of that in a moment. I made her right forearm black, which is supposed to be a soot-like substance that can protect less skilled fire users from getting burned. Obviously, she doesn't need it because she has goddamn lava hair. But yeah, protective measures are usually needed for anyone who casts fire and doesn't want to get burned. My half-demon 𝕯𝖘𝖆𝖘𝖙𝖊𝖗 does this, for example, but he still has a bunch of scars all over his body because this sword can't protect you from being a dumbass. Then I draw a headshot for the lava lady to show off some more demonic facial features. I struggled a lot trying to get her face to look right, so I scrapped the first sketch I had and tried again. Anyway, demon facial features. Demons typically have slitted pupils similar to cats. Their eyes can turn a tiny bit of light in the darkness into enough to see. There are demons who might have differently shaped pupils, but the slit is the most common. Their irises are often very saturated or bright and glow in the dark. Demon lady here got the lava lamp glow going on. For some demons, their scleras, aka the eye whites, can change color, usually turning darker, as is the case here. I tried my best to make her hair look like fresh lava, and honestly I love how it came out. Having hair like our lava lady here is definitely not common, and tends to mean that this demon is very powerful, so don't mess with her, guys. Moving on to the next lab rat. This fella's purpose was to show off some other funky things that can happen with demon bodies. First of all, they got claws, and I mean old grandma who's going to kill you kinda claws. Demon nails are typically sturdy, sharp, and pointy if grown out. Some demons are able to grow them really long and some aren't. Speaking of grandmas and growing, demons age differently from humans. They age about the same rate as humans until their mid-20s, when their bodies are fully able to utilize their magic potential. So, this fella we're looking at could be anywhere from 25 to 50 years old, maybe even older. I did give them gray hair, but that actually has nothing to do with their age, and everything to do with me wanting them to look like a trash goblin. Demons' hair colors vary a lot more than humans, and could virtually be anything. The magic they are most skilled in could also have an impact on their hair color, aka it could change tones over time or get streaky, all that fun stuff. Demon skin colors also have more range than humans. They can be darker or brighter than humans, and they can be less saturated, leaning into grays, blues, or purples even. They can have undertones that are colored according to the demon's blood color. And yes, they can have any blood color. For this demon, they got dark, desaturated, purple, bluish blood. This guy is also showing off some eyeballs that are, placed in unusual spots. Demons like them are either born with markings on their bodies that look sort of like tattoos, or they get them over their lifespan, kind of like moles. The markings are not just tattoos though, they can literally turn into whatever the marking is symbolizing. So yeah, all of those eyeballs are indeed watching you. In some cases this is relatively useless, but in some it has a more practical function, like with the markings on their mouth. Who can guess what those do? That's right, they turn into more teeth. I wanted this scrunkly feller to be even more scrunkly, and what's scrunklier than teeth? That's right, nothing scrunklier than teeth. At first I wanted to go for a dinosaur/snake-like look, so the jaw could open super wide, but I couldn't figure that out for the life of me, so I went with a Titanform Aaron mixed with a feral dog look instead. I gave them blue teeth, and can you guess what their name is? It's Bluetooth. I don't remember who suggested this to me, but it's pure genius, so we're going with it. Though I am tempted to give them a shorter nickname like Bluet or Bloot. Anyways, teeth. I just want there to be a lot of variety regarding the teeth with demons, because I love drawing teeth. They are so baby girl. Ugh. Demons often have sharp teeth. This could be more shark-like or dog-like or almost vampire-esque. Fun fact, vampires don't really exist in this universe. Instead, they are a myth that originated from demons who got addicted to drinking blood and eating human flesh. So those demon vampires are basically just addicts. And on that note, some demons, Lava Lady and Bluetooth included, don't have digestive organs like humans do. Instead, they are fueled by magic and they actually have to use it in order to stay healthy. They can still eat food, but it doesn't really do much for them besides being tasty. Half demons, on the other hand, typically do have organs, but become sickly when not using magic for long periods of time. The inside of a demon's mouth is colored according to their blood color. So for the lava lady, you might have seen her gums glowing orange, and for this guy, their gums are gray with a dark gray tongue. Tongues can also be very funky. My OC Aster has a very long and shiny tongue, for example. Speaking of Aster, I recently made an animation meme focusing on him. So you know, if you have time after this video, then nudge nudge. Man, I have no idea if this video will even do well since it's not based on a fandom but my silly OCs. But if you've enjoyed it so far, hit the like button. It lets the algorithm know you guys enjoy watching me draw teeth and stuff. But yeah, that's Bluetooth. I love Bluetooth. They came out looking very rat gender and chaotic. I love them. Our next little lab rat is actually an existing OC Leo and I have had for a bit. I'm really glad to finally be able to draw a good reference image for her. And yes, I traced over another drawing I made for her because her face was perfect in that one. So why make myself more work when I can just steal like a criminal? God, my throat is so dry. Anyways, her name is Doe and she is technically human. Why the heck is she in this video then? Well, she has quite a unique story to tell. Doe was born to two ordinary human parents. She was in fact completely human. No magic, no funky eyeballs in weird places, no nothing. But that changed when she became a turned demon. Turned demon essentially means a demon who wasn't born as such. In this case, a human who was turned demon. Of course, this doesn't just happen randomly, it requires a complicated ritual and a demon who's willing to permanently give up part of their power to the person who wants to be turned, which is one of the reasons this is incredibly rare. Also, not any demon and any human can do this. Sometimes the demon is too weak, sometimes the human is not a good fit for the kind of magic the demon has control over, and sometimes both human and demon just don't match up. So yeah, Doe is a rare specimen. The bodies of turned demons may change in subtle ways as they use magic over their lifespan. It's not quite clear how aging is affected by their newly acquired powers yet though. For Doe, her normally grey-blue eyes glow pink when she's using magic, and her irises gradually turn pink even when she isn't. Side note, her natural hair color is brown and the blue tips are dyed, even from before she became a demon. It's just good old hair dye in this case. Other than that, she's become much stronger and resilient than when before she turned demon. For the second drawing, I decided to go with something more dynamic than the other two headshots. So we're going with an action pose that shows off what Doe can do because I love her and she deserves it. Also, I needed a thumbnail. I'm hitting several birds with one stone here. But man, this pose was a pain in the ass to figure out. You guys have no idea how much I struggle with these videos sometimes. I feel like a VildrArt video needs to have at least one mental breakdown on my end. I always have a moment where I think the video will be horrible and you guys will hate it, but so far I have been proven wrong by 10,000 of you. Thank you guys for that, by the way, you are insane. If you aren't one of us yet, but you want to be notified for videos like this, hit subscribe. I promise I won't be stealing your soul. And my fingers are so not crossed behind my back right now. Alright, back to Doe. Those powers manifest as something similar to the demon who gave them to her. She can enhance her magic with big glowing clawed hands. Unlike Bluetooth's eyeballs and teeth, which don't take that much energy at all to manifest, those big boy arms eat up quite a lot of energy since they aren't naturally part of her body. They give her more reach since she's a little shorty and I imagine she could punch through walls with those big old grippers. I had no idea what clothes to give her, to be honest, but it would have been weird for her to just be wearing underwear again, especially for a thumbnail, so I went with an outfit concept I had for her a while ago. She loves her body and has no problem with people looking at her. In fact, she probably enjoys it. I know plenty of people feel insecure about having a stomach pouch, so they try to hide it and pretend it isn't there, but she doesn't care if other people consider it ugly. Honestly, I think it looks cute as hell. One of my friends loved the design so much that they drew her and Bluetooth, and they turn out so cool. I will show you the full artworks they made at the end. But yeah, I think the doll I'm drawing looks so incredibly cute but badass at the same time. You'd better believe she can kick butt. She's so soft, you just want to squish her to death. Ugh, she's my baby girl, baby mama. And yes, you have full permission to simp for her. Call her mommy all you want, she'd enjoy that. I struggled with the shading on this one because I wanted it to be the typical VildrArt does cool shading vibe, but my first attempt didn't work well and I figured it also didn't really matter too much for this video. But yeah, you can go check out my Instagram to see my full rendering powers. Additionally to the characters I drew, I also made a species sheet to explain the demons in Disaster Universe for you guys. It goes over what demons are, all the traits I talked about in this video, and some examples. I've also thought about how to handle people wanting to make their own demon OCs based on my version, and I already had 2 friends ask me to send them the sheet when it was barely done because they wanted to make OCs based on it too. What I've settled on is this: anyone who wants to make an OC following these guidelines is totally allowed to. However, they will be considered non-canon fan OCs since the species is part of a larger story. Maybe I will make canon adopts in the future, who knows. If you want to make a disaster demon OC, please check out my Toyhouse for more info. The link to the sheet is in the description. You can also send in demon OCs or any art of my characters you make in the fan art channel on my Discord server for a chance to be featured in one of my upcoming videos. Just like these cool people right here. Look at Bluetooth, they look so scrunkly. And those so cute, I can't. And this little raptor Halloween fan art is so baby girl, oh my god. But now let's look at the drawings I made today. I think these all turn out really cool. Do you have a favorite? I love Bluetooth so much, and the fact that this is such a silly sentence to say makes it even better. And of course I also love 𝖏, she's so cute. For now, if you'd like to see more videos where I design characters, go check out this playlist full of me doing just that. There's even some videos from my old channel in there that not many of you will have seen before. And if you like looking at animated content or want to see a demon in action, I recently released an epic animation of my OC Aster as well. It's super short, but it's packed with hard work and the blood of Aster's enemies. Thank you guys for watching, happy holidays, Will out.